Chapter 89. Statements made under coercion. Narrated Abi Huraira. The Prophet used to invoke Allah in his prayer. O Allah, save Ayash bin Abi Rabia and Salama bin Hisham and Al-Walid bin Al-Walid. O Allah, save the weak among the believers. O Allah, be hard upon the tribe of Mudar and inflict years of famine upon them like the famine years of Joseph. Chapter 1. Whoever preferred to be beaten, killed and humiliated rather than to revert to kufr. Narrated Anas. Allah's Messenger said, whoever possesses the following three qualities will have the sweetness of faith. 1. The one to whom Allah and His Apostle becomes dearer than anything else. 2. Who loves a person and he loves him only for Allah's sake. 3. Who hates to revert to atheism, disbelief, as he hates to be thrown into the fire. Narrated Qais. I heard Sa'id bin Zayd saying, I have seen myself tied and forced by Umar to leave Islam, before Umar himself embraced Islam, and if the mountain of Uhud were to collapse for the evil which you people had done to Uthman, then Uhud would have the right to do so. See Hadith number 202, volume 5. Narrated Khabbab bin al-Art. We complained to Allah's Messenger about our state while he was leaning against his sheet cloak in the shade of the Kaaba. We said, will you ask Allah to help us? Will you invoke Allah for us? He said, among those who were before you a believer used to be seized, and a pit used to be dug for him, and then he used to be placed in it. Then a saw used to be brought and put on his head, which would be split into two halves. His flesh might be combed with iron combs and removed from his bones, yet all that did not cause him to revert from his religion. By Allah, this religion Islam will be completed and triumph till a rider traveler goes from Sana'a, the capital of Yemen, to Hadramaut, fearing nobody except Allah, and the wolf lest it should trouble his sheep, but you are impatient. See Hadith number 191, volume 5. Chapter 2. Selling under coercion or other circumstances to repay a debt or the like. Narrated Abu Huraira. While we were in the mosque, Allah's Messenger came out to us and said, let us proceed to the Jews. So we went along with them till we reached Bait al-Midras, a place where the Torah used to be recited, and all the Jews of the town used to gather. The Prophet stood up and addressed them, O assembly of Jews, embrace Islam, and you will be safe. The Jews replied, O Abu al-Qasim, Abba al-Qasim, you have conveyed Allah's message to us. The Prophet said, that is what I want from you. He repeated his first statement for the second time, and they said, you have conveyed Allah's message, O Abba al-Qasim. Then he said it for the third time, and added, you should know that the earth belongs to Allah and His Apostle, and I want to exile you from this land, so whoever among you owns some property can sell it. Otherwise you should know that the earth belongs to Allah and His Apostle. See Hadith number 392, volume 4. Chapter 3. Marriage under coercion is invalid. Narrated Kansa bint Kidam al-Ansariya, that her father gave her in marriage when she was a matron, and she disliked that marriage, so she came and complained to the prophets, and he declared that marriage invalid. See Hadith number 69, volume 7. Narrated Aisha, I asked the Prophet, O Allah's Messenger, should a woman be asked for their consent in their marriage? He said, yes. I said, a virgin, if asked, feels shy and keeps quiet. He said, her silence means her consent. Chapter 4. If someone gives a slave as a present or sold him under coercion, his deed is invalid. Narrated Jabir. A man from the Ansar made his slave a muddabar, and apart from that slave he did not have any other property. This news reached Allah's Messenger, and he said, who will buy that slave from me? So Nuaym bin Naham bought him for 800 dirham. Jabir added, it was a Coptic Egyptian slave who died that year. Chapter 5. Compulsion. Narrated Ibn Abbas. Regarding the Quranic verse, O you who believe, you are forbidden to inherit women against their will. 4:19. The custom in the prehistoric period was that if a man died, his relatives used to have the right to inherit his wife, and if one of them wished, he could marry her, or they could marry her to somebody else, or prevent her from marrying if they wished, for they had more right to dispose of her than her own relatives. Therefore, this verse was revealed concerning this matter. Chapter 6. If a woman is compelled to commit illegal sexual intercourse against her will. And Safiya bint Ubayd said, a governmental male slave tried to seduce a slave girl from the kumus of the war booty till he deflowered her by force against her will. Therefore Umar flogged him according to the law and exiled him, but he did not flog the female slave because the male slave had committed illegal sexual intercourse by force against her will. As-Suri said regarding a virgin slave girl raped by a free man, the judge has to fine the adulterer as much money as is equal to the price of the female slave, and the adulterer has to be flogged according to the Islamic law. But if the slave woman is a matroon, then according to the verdict of the imam, the adulterer is not fined, but he has to receive the legal punishment according to the Islamic law. Narrated Abu Huraira. Allah's Messenger said, the Prophet Abraham migrated with his wife Sarah till he reached a town where there was a king or a tyrant who sent a message to Abraham ordering him to send Sarah to him. So when Abraham had sent Sarah, the tyrant got up, intending to do evil with her, but she got up and performed ablution and prayed and said, O Allah, if I have believed in you and in your apostle, then do not empower this oppressor over me. So he, the king, had an epileptic fit and started moving his legs violently. Chapter 7. The oath of a man that his companion is his brother when he fears. Narrated Abdullah bin Umar. Allah's Messenger said, a Muslim is a brother of another Muslim, so he should neither oppress him nor hand him over to an oppressor, and whoever fulfilled the needs of his brother, Allah will fulfill his needs. Narrated Anas. Allah's Messenger said, Help your brother, whether he is an oppressor or an oppressed. A man said, O Allah's Messenger, I will help him if he is oppressed, but if he is an oppressor, how shall I help him? The Prophet said, by preventing him from oppressing others, for that is how to help him.